Hello, Internet. This is Whispering Whim, wishing you a very Merry Christmas Eve. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then, well, happy winter celebration, whatever it is you enjoy. So, this is just a little intro, and then we'll switch the camera to more of a facing down view so that we can look at all the things. But the basic idea for today's video is that I have collected a whole bunch of ASMR toys. They actually make little toy packs for ASMR people. So I am going to open up some of these. There's way more that I should open up at one time. And I'll get to that story in a bit. But I'm going to open them up, and as I'm like unwrapping, we're going to take a moment to enjoy the sounds, right? All the different little textures. And in between that, I will go ahead and answer questions, viewer submitted questions. So that's kind of exciting, right? So I don't know exactly how many of these we'll get through. Like I said, we have more than enough. And the reason for that is, so I had found ones that were like this. And they are the same brand, right? Same brand. But I had found it at a Walmart that wasn't close to me. I happened to be on the other end of town, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go that far, because I bought one to try it out, and I enjoyed opening it up a lot. Like, I kind of want to just rip into this now. But I had gotten one. I liked it, and I knew that's what I was going to use for this bonus, subscriber video / Christmas video / random fun times, right? And I couldn't find them in the Walmart near me. So I went onto Walmart's website, and it says it's in the store. I can't find it. So I'm like, okay, if Walmart thinks they have it, I'll go ahead and I'll put on an online order. And it got filled like instantly. I was like, really? They found this? Because I had stopped associates in Walmart. I'm like, I cannot find this toy. Like, the little thing says the aisle it's supposed to be on, and that aisle doesn't exist in their store. Like, because they're numbered and lettered, that combination didn't exist. So I was really surprised that someone found these right away. So I go and I pick it up, and instead of the egg guys, I got bar guys. Same basic idea, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm sure that's fine. I didn't complain or anything. I took them home, and I had to open one up just to find out. And it was this thing, which is not as cool as the little egg. I can't remember where I put it. I should have grabbed it, but I don't know where it is. But the egg one, had Velcro, and it just, I don't know, it was more entertaining. So then I got sad that I was stuck with a whole bunch of these bars. So I went to the other Walmart that's 20 minutes, almost 30 minutes away from my home. And went back to the random aisle that these eggs were on. They weren't in the toy aisle. They weren't in the front by the registers. They were in the laundry aisle on one of those random little corner display things. And I was like, I'm not coming back here again. So I threw a whole bunch in my pack. I more or less ended up spending $80 on these silly little ASMR toys. So we'll see how many we get through. Kind of depends on how much I blab during answering the questions and how tired I get and all sorts of things. And we'll hold on to the leftovers. And maybe we can make it like a reoccurring special. 400 was this one. I get subscribers really slowly, so 500 might be too far away. maybe we'll do it again for 450. Otherwise, these things are going to turn to ash before we get through them all. So yeah, that's our plan. Let's go ahead and switch up the camera view and start opening things up. All right. And here we are to our top-down view. This is my photo box for doing Etsy pictures because I am a crafter for my career. It's not really designed for ASMR, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work for what we're doing, and I am eager to get started here. So here's a look at one of the, I call them the eggs, the pod style ASMR toy. And then, you know, it says peel here. So it has kind of, you can't really see it on the picture, I don't think, but it's kind of perforated so that instead of just being a straight line to peel, it's gonna unwind, you know, to give you that full experience, right? Let's see here. And then there is Sensory FX, seems to be the name of this line. ASMR Pod Capsule 4 Plus. Series 2, apparently. There was a Series 1 that I never heard of, but that's okay. And then just a bunch of random stuff. So I think that's enough to get started here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap like the first, I don't know, maybe 2-3 layers, and then I'll get to my first questions. Okay, so let's just enjoy this. We would be greatly benefited by me having nails, like long nails. They're very short right now. Oh, look at that. It like tears in a circle pattern. And we can see here a little pamphlet that shows us all the different potential pods, right? This peel one, no, it wasn't this one. This rip one. This is the one that I got in my tester that was fun. So hopefully we don't get any repeats there. And before I get to the crepe paper, let's go ahead and figure out what the first viewer submitted question is, shall we? So our first question is actually a whole bunch of questions. So Kendra Tyson, hello Kendra, had quite a few questions. The first two were related to how old me and my husband are and what's his name. And he kind of doesn't like having too much information out on the internet. He works in IT, and he feels like those questionnaires that like ask you the song of, you know, the year you were born or something like that, can be used against you in phishing attempts to get your information. So I won't tell you how old he is or his name. I'm sorry. I am 36. And he is a little older than me. So that's about all you get to know there. I had to think so hard about this that I had actually already started unwrapping this guy and ruined the surprise for myself. Because it was a serious debate on how much to reveal there. But here is our first toy. Looks like it's got some little flippy doos, and looks like this does, there we go. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that was loud. There we go. That's not nearly as bad. Interesting. I think it's meant to be kind of loud like that. We'll see how that actually turns up in the video. But it is kind of satisfying. Let's see here. Kendra also asks, how did we all meet? Y'all, she put in. We met on the internet. 'Tis the day and age of less romantic stories, I think, because we just met on a dating website. What is interesting about us meeting is he was brokenhearted and I wasn't actually ready to meet someone new. He was just lonely. So he was dating to kind of pass the time. And previous to meeting my husband, I actually didn't really date. I've had a few online acquaintances and some college guys that maybe if we were both more determined, could have ended up being a partner, but I hadn't really had one. So we had this sort of weird thing where I just felt obligated to give dating a chance. That's like the whole story of it. I felt like I had been going through some stuff and working through therapy. And in therapy, I had realized that I really, push people away a lot. And one of those things was that I had never dated. I was past college. I had already graduated, and I had never genuinely dated anybody. So I signed up for, okcupid.com. And my now husband was on there, like I said, just filling time. But they were never, like, bad. They were just sort of, I don't know, that kind of middle ground where maybe it's not super, super, like, thrilling or new. It was definitely new. Like, I never really dated, but how do I say it? It was so weird. It was just inoffensive, I guess. It was easy to keep going on the next date and the next date because we had enough, foibles and mental walls that mirrored each other that we ended up actually connecting on a lot of things. Our engagement was 3 years, right? And prior to that, we had actually dated for 5. We just kept going, and it made sense to finally tie the knot. So that is the story there. Kind of an interesting one, I suppose, if you think that's interesting. But we have another toy. Now I have less hopes. I'm going to alternate between the cool egg ones and, these bar guys. I don't think the bar guys are going to be as cool as the egg guys, but who knows? Maybe. The first one, like I had kind of mentioned when I went to, I accidentally got the bar ones from Walmart. I wasn't impressed with my very first one, but who knows? This could be better. I really wish I had longer nails. Oh my goodness. Too much silence. I feel like I should really focus on the sounds. There's like a dead bug in there. That's nice. We've got another little cheat sheet that shows all the different kinds that we can get. And the one that I thought was not very impressive was this guy, the slide. And it looks like we got two of them. So this is the one that I opened early. It's just a slider. It's okay, I guess. On a tactile sense, you have, I don't know, something to move around, but it doesn't feel quite as interactive as the egg stuff does. And that's just my opinion. And let's see, let's continue. We'll answer a few more of Kendra's questions. She had quite a few, which makes up for the fact that I can't seem to find most of the questions people have been asking. They must be on other videos, so if I do this in the future, I'll have to figure out a way to consolidate those, because, yeah, I've only got a couple of different people, but we definitely have enough material here, I think. She also asks, do you guys want kids, and if we have pets? No, we don't want kids. I think I would be an excellent mother. That is not the issue. I used to teach once upon a time. Not like a teacher, but swim lessons, and I did math tutoring and things like that. And I would say that I am above average with kids, but I don't have very good genetics. And honestly, I don't feel the need would be the strongest thing. Like, I'm sure I would love a kid, but I don't feel a need to have a kid. And my husband definitely does not want kids. So that was kind of it. I didn't need to have kids, and he definitely didn't want them. So we have no plans on having kids. When we finally get out of the apartment, like, we're trying to get a house has been a thing that we've been attempting for a few years now, but the market's just been insane. And we're classic first time home buyers in that we don't have a full cash offer, or even more than 10% to put down. So past couple of years it's not been really good for buying a house, because you'll still qualify for the programs, but ultimately the seller gets to decide who gets the house. It's their prerogative, and they'll choose typically cash offers or people who overbid the asking price, and we just don't have the resources to do that. But we're slowly saving up. But when we get that house, we do plan on having pets. We think it's just more fair, to the dog, if there's space and the ability for the dog to have their own little portions. Because right now, with the arts and crafts business and our various hobbies, there's not room for anything, really. Not even us. Like, when we're both home working, because he'll work from home once in a while. Even when it's just us, it's too much. So we will have a pet one day, though. I love dogs. I love animals in general, but I have a particular affinity for dogs. Let's see here. Do I have siblings? Yes. Just one sister. And what state? The state is, I'm kind of tempted to sing our anthem. I'm not very good at singing, though. But thinking about the state. What the heck? I'll torture you guys anyways. Home means Nevada. Home means the hills. And that's about all I'm doing. I do live in Nevada, and we prefer it to be pronounced Nevada, not Nevada. As for the city, you probably could guess that, or if you went onto my Etsy page, I guess you would know it, so I'll share that. I live in Reno, Nevada, but that's about as specific as I'm going to get, because, that gets into the dangerous identity theft portion of the internet. And then, let's see here. Her second to last question is one that I got from many readers, viewers, subscribers, whatever. And can we see some wedding photos? And basically, yes, I got the go-ahead, but instead of doing like a slideshow, which it's easy to do a screen grab, I'm going to cheat. I actually have a beautiful little album right here. Boom. And let's just take a quick look. I don't want to spend too long on a picture. I don't know if there's how good screen grab technology is. But that's my handsome husband and his groomsmen. Them having a nice good old time. This is a really nice book. My photographer made this book for me. It's lovely. There is me and my bridesmaids. And then our ceremony. We had lots of little hidden details because my guy is a big nerd and he loves H.P. Lovecraft, who wrote a bunch of horror books, including The Call of Cthulhu. So we had a lot of little hidden details. I don't know how. Let's see if I can get this. Like our officiant had to use a Necronomicon to read our vows. I basically tried to make it so it was kind of sneaky. Like I got how would I say it? I got my nice pretty pictures and he got his nerd things like this is that a D12? It might be a D12. Everyone had a different die in their corsage for the groomsmen. So it was a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah. That's my wedding right there. If you guys want more specific details, maybe that can be questions for future times. Back to the egg though that I've started to unwrap here. Let's see if we can't find a little tab. And there we go. Off to the races. I'm kind of enamored by the fact that the crepe paper inside matches my nails. I did my nails just for this video. Now I won't cheat so you guys get the full effect of this crepe paper, because it's worth doing when it's fresh. And it looks like, oh, look at that. It's like little spinny beads, and there's some on each side. Like, I feel like one side would have been enough. Like, I would just do this. But you can, like, double time it, or maybe try to do it on both ends. Okay, hands down, the little pod-shaped ones are winning this debate on which ASMR toy is the best. Look at that. That's so fun. Okay. Moving on. The final question from Kendra. She certainly had enough. But it's good because, like I said, I couldn't find a lot of the other people. She asked, what do me and my hubby like to do together? We like to go eating. We play lots of board games. He likes big groups. So we don't do solo activities actually all that often, other than, like, you know, at home we might watch television, but not really. I have a limit on how long I can sit still for. But we usually will, you know, group activities. So there's a bar here in Reno called the Glass Dive, and we go there quite frequently. It's a board game bar. They have hundreds and hundreds of board games. There must be at least 300 there. And then they always have 12 beers on tap, and they rotate out. Like as soon as one keg gets finished off, he finds another keg of beer, the owner of the bar. And we kind of have a little bit of a relationship with him because my husband and his sisters were original Kickstarters to get the bar going, because that's the world we live in these days. So we'll often go there, and we'll have a beer and play games. And one of my favorite things, so like it's 12 different beers, and they're all, some of them are normal, but this owner, the bar owner, Jeff, he loves to have really eclectic things. Like there was one time a pizza beer. And to kind of, get the ball rolling on people trying things, there's an offer that if you roll a 12-sided die, you get to roll it twice. But you have to, the numbers will line up with the beer selections. And you have to get one of the beers from your rolls. And then it's $1 off if you do that. So the aforementioned beer, pizza beer, was one that I ended up rolling on. And it was bizarre. It was mostly basil flavored, like basil beer with that hint of tomato. I can't say I would recommend it, but for me, that's fun. I love trying things and doing weird things, and he loves the board games most of all. So yeah, that's our main activity, I would say. Let us see if maybe the little bar guys can get some redemption here. The both kinds, somewhere in their wrapping, they'll say this oddly satisfying. So that begs the question, you guys. Has it been oddly satisfying? It's funny. Every once in a while, I'll do something that's not a grocery haul, right? Mostly I just stick with the grocery hauls because I don't have time to really invest in a lot of projects. Oh, hello, heater. Thank you for turning on in the middle of the video. We like your whoosh whoosh noise. Sorry. I'm gonna lose my train of thought. Oh, and when I do a not grocery haul video, it ends up being a big time investment usually, and then I also don't get as much out of it as far as people responding. So I really just stick with the grocery hauls. But opening up little toys is kind of fun. I don't know. You guys want to see more of this? Is it oddly satisfying? Tell me in the comments below. Okay, I can't handle it. I'm going to turn off my heater real quick. Okay, so pinky box for one of the bar style toys. Whoop. That opened up cleanly. I have quite a pile of trash. That is a downside, honestly, to doing this, is it feels very wasteful, you little guys. I'm starting to have kind of second thoughts about the level of garbage I've gotten just from opening. This is what, my 4th toy now? This is a lot of garbage. Okay, I'm gonna stop throwing garbage at the camera. And let's explore the toy. It's just, okay, there's just little buttons on springs. Yeah, these little bar ones, they do have these things, so you can kind of connect it and make a sensory machine, so to speak. But still not very good, in my opinion. Not when you compare it to this, right? Or this. What do you guys think? Pods or bars? I'm definitely leaning on pots, but maybe there's just something here that I'm not appreciating. Okay. Let's go ahead and we're just going to stretch this video out. I have plenty of toys, so we're going to do one more of each. One more paw and one more bar. I actually still have at least twice as many as I've opened up, so there'll be plenty for the next video if we do this again. We'll see. I am noticing now that I'm kind of familiar with the packaging. It doesn't have quite the same effect as the first time I opened one of these up. Let's see, there's the oddly satisfying. I feel like whoever made these, like, didn't actually believe in ASMR, but they're like, this is something the kids are into. I'll make a toy that makes noise. Why not? Okay. So here's a good stopping point. Our next question is from someone new this time. Bring Back the 80s asked me if I've ever had my wisdom teeth removed. And the simple answer is no. No, I have not. I don't think I even have wisdom teeth. I don't have very many teeth. Truth be told, genetically, I have super bad teeth. But that wasn't your question. So let's hear. Did you ever get your wisdom teeth removed? If so, how was your experience? Was it fast to fall asleep at the dentist? Oh, well, I guess I can't answer any of those questions. Sorry. But I can tell you horror stories about being someone with bad teeth. I've had many root canals. And what is this? Oh. It's a little corn on the cob, and it just has little leaves that like to snap back into space. You know, that is actually oddly satisfying. I'm gonna give it to the makers for this one. But back to the dentist. My mom actually had her teeth removed. She was in dentures by the time she was 24. And as a little kid, it kind of bothered me. She was so used to wearing dentures that, like, even though she was only in her, like, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s, she had me pretty young. You know, she'd run around all day, you know, on the weekends without her teeth in. It was traumatizing to me. So when I got old enough to take care of my own teeth, which, you know, I wasn't able to do that until I was in high school. My grandfather started helping me, but she didn't really prioritize dental care, because she just figured, you know, if she wore dentures, then I would too, and I didn't want that. So I started going to the dentist in late high school, college time, and I had to get root canals. And here's the crazy part about root canals, you guys. I don't know if most of you have had this misfortune, but root canals are not permanent. Not in the way we would like to think that they are, right? You get it in, and they usually say the life of a root canal is like 15, 20 years. Can be shorter than that. Some root canals, like the glue and everything, it can fail as early as 5 years. So, because I started in high school, I've reached the point where I've actually had some of my root canals fail. You know, they've either needed a new root canal, or I've had to have the tooth pulled, even though I went through the effort to get it root canaled. And, oh, this one might be nice. Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So let me finish my thing. I'm at that point where I'm like pot committed. If I were to pull all my teeth out and just go for dentures, it would cost me even more money than it is right now at this point to go forward with my dental care. So I'm doing the braces so that I can fix my overbite, which was causing other problems, but also so that everything's in the right space, that I might be able to one day get some implants. That's my goal. They're very expensive though, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, bar people. This one might be a winner. I like that. How does that sound? How is the microphone even doing? I probably should have done test runs. I'm not a big tester. I'm just a do it and see if it works kind of a person. And that is 6 toys. So I think that's going to be enough for our little Christmas video. You guys will really have to let me know if this was worth the time and effort. And goodness, I paid like $5 a pop for these little toys, which isn't so bad when you're buying one, but I bought many toys. So let's hear it. $5 a pop, that's $30 that I spent on today's video. And I'm a poor, like, self-employed artist. But I love you guys, and that's not that much for a Christmas present, right? So thank you guys for your questions. I'm sorry if you asked a question and I didn't get to it. I can't seem to. I could have sworn there were more of them. I really thought there was like at least 5 people. But I just don't know where they ended up, if they got deleted, if they were on a different video. Because I'm looking at my last, not my most recent grocery haul, but the one before that. And I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, if you guys like this, I'll do it again. So without much else to say, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate. And I will talk to you guys again real soon. Okay? Bye-bye.